Hello, everybody out there. I am your host, Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It's an interview series that's been coming to you for 10 years now. We feature industry experts from all over the globe. They help improve your personal life or grow your business. And really, I feel like Scarlett does a little bit of both. She is a money and an abundance coach. I always say be careful when you ask for abundance. Abundance in all its positive ways, because we could have abundance of a bunch of stuff we don't want. And she helps entrepreneurs transform their relationship with money so that they can support themselves financially with the work that they love. It's wonderful to know your passion and your purpose and to be out there helping all these people. But it really is wonderful when at the same time your bank account is full. And if that is something you think, I could work on that a little, I could probably improve that, then Scarlett just might be the person for you. I love the biz hippie is your tagline there. Welcome to the show, Scarlett.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited for this conversation today.
Me too. Okay, so talk to us. How did this begin to be your journey and story? Because for wisdom so wise, I have to say you are so very young and beautiful looking. I am 53 and fabulous and thinking, dang it, I wish I would have had it figured out as young as Scarlett.
Yeah, well, I mean, figured out is a really broad term, but what I can say, I definitely had a really young rock bottom. Lucky for me, I hit that rock bottom pretty hard at a very young age. And so how I got to where I am now is growing up, I was the type A, high achiever, perfectionist. I was the straight A student. I was also the 8-year-old with migraine headaches. And this bled into my young adulthood. I started working in the restaurant industry as a hostess when I was 16. And by the time I was 18, I was managing these restaurants. So then by the time I was 20, I was a workaholic. I was managing restaurants, had a team of 30 staff beneath me, was paying for college out of pocket, getting my bachelor's degree in business management, accounting, and finance, maintaining my 3.9 GPA, paying for school out of pocket, no student loans, no credit card debt, and had $30,000 in savings. And so on paper, I was like crushing it. I was checking all the boxes. I was doing everything right. And I was really good at following the path of success and what I believed success to be. But at the same time, even though on paper everything looked great, I was absolutely dead inside. I felt like a zombie living through my own life. I was passive. I felt like I had no control. Life felt meaningless to me. I was depressed. I had weekly migraines and I was covered head to toe in eczema because it was just so uncomfortable to be in my own skin. And I didn't even realize that my life was such in misalignment, but I had been chasing success and money really was in control of my life. So eventually I hit a hard rock bottom. I woke up and realized, wow, life was passing me by. And if I just kept waiting for someday when I reached more success, when I reached more money, that I would miss my life. And so instead I started to get in control of my life and discover, who am I? What's important to me? What kind of life do I want to live? What is actually important to me if I'm not chasing money and letting money define me? And that's when I began my personal growth journey. And then a couple years later, started my life coaching business, started saying yes to every opportunity that came my way, like becoming a yoga instructor and a Reiki practitioner and traveling the world and attending retreats and just getting my hands on anything I possibly could. And then about a year into my business, I realized that, wow, money really is the thing that has held me back in my life and that holds most people back in their lives. So when it comes to living my own abundant life that I love, transforming my relationship with money really was the key. And I find that that is the key for other people as well. So that's when I shifted my whole business and whole purpose to focus specifically on this mission.
The story about how it manifested, not just in migraines, but physically in eczema. I mean, your skin is so porcelain and beautiful and perfect looking now.
Wow.
And wow, what a transformation inside and out. And how exciting for you to have been able to achieve it so soon. And I love that you're now spending your life helping other people reach for that. So sometimes people don't even know they don't have a good relationship with money. So before we get to a tip, give us like how would somebody put the finger on that, or how does a customer identify themselves as someone I really should be talking to Scarlett, or have a one-on-one with her, or do a discovery call, or who is that person? What's
Oh,
happening?
totally. That's such a great question because when we look back at my story as well, I was someone who, on paper, people thought I really had a great relationship with money, and yet I didn't. And it's hard
Mhm.
to think about like what your relationship with money even is. And so, your relationship with money is made up of three things: it's how you think about money, how you feel about money, and how you use your money. So, it's made up of your primary beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, and what your bank account actually looks like, how you spend your money. And those
Mhm.
are the three areas that really define your relationship with money. So you could be someone who has good amounts of money in the bank account, but you don't really know where it's going. It feels like it's slipping through your fingers. It feels like no matter how hard you work or what you do, it's never enough. You're scraping by, you're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes you feel good, and then other times you're stressed out and you're wondering where's it going. And you're thinking that someday in the future, when I have more, then things will be better, then things will be different. That's just one example, but it's a very common example. And
Mhm.
when we're outsourcing our power to thinking like someday when I have more money isn't actually the solution. It's your relationship with money that
Mhm.
changes how you feel about money. It changes your ability to have enough money to live your life and to be able to support yourself financially. So, if you're someone who avoids looking at your money, if you feel stressed around money, if you have a volatile relationship with money where sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, if you were taught maybe like money is evil, money is bad, or I'm not worthy or deserving, all of this ties into your relationship with money. And especially if you're someone who's an entrepreneur, this relationship with money will show up in your business as well.
So, if someone's thinking, "Oh my gosh, she listed so many things I relate to," what's the best way for them to find you and take kind of a first step with you to see if you guys are a good match to work together?
Yeah, well, there's two options, but the easiest, most simple thing you can do is I actually have a free quiz to help you discover your money mindset type. And what this quiz is going to do is it's going to help you bring awareness to your relationship with money, which is really important because most people don't even know they have a relationship with money, let alone know what that relationship with money is. And so
Right.
going through the quiz itself is going to help bring awareness to your current relationship with money, and then when you get your results, it's going to tell you specifically about your unique money type and how to
Mhm.
work with your unique money type. And this is really valuable because there's so many different like money manifestation strategies and techniques out there, and you can try a lot of them and feel like they're not working and not moving the needle. That's because depending on where you are on the money relationship spectrum, some things are going to work better for where you're at than others, and you're going to need to prioritize one thing more over another thing. And each money mindset type has strengths, and each one has weaknesses and opportunities to overcome. So you gain so much information taking the quiz, which is super short, and then you gain so much information getting your results and learning about your type and knowing what steps to take moving forward. So that's the easiest way that you can hop into my world and also take this first step of learning about your relationship with money, which you can do on my website, thebizhippie.com/quiz. And if you want to take that a step deeper and really talk about working together, I offer free consultations where we'll have a 60-minute conversation to explore exactly what your relationship with money looks like, how to shift your relationship with money, and how I can support you on that journey and decide if that's the right next step for you. So, if that's an alignment, once you take the quiz, you'll get an email with information to book a consultation as well.
And once they book that consultation and they think, okay, I do need this, but my bank account is empty. So how do I make that work? What are some of the different ways they might be able to work with you? Is only one-on-one? Is there a group opportunity? Is there, some way to figure it out? Because I always feel like it's the chicken or the egg, right? Oh, I need a better relationship with money so I can have money. but I got to pay someone so I can have some better relationship with money, so I can have money.
Totally. Yes. This is the ultimate.
This is a conundrum.
This is the ultimate catch-22 that I get to experience all the time as a money and abundance coach. This is the conversation I have with my clients every single day. And so, first and foremost, yes, I have multiple ways and multiple opportunities for working with me. I do have a signature group program that most of my clients go through that really walks you step by step through my process for transforming your relationship with money. But also, that being said, I have been in business for quite a while, and I've had more accessible options. I've had less accessible options. I've really run the gamut of options. And what I have found is in these conversations that I have with people, it's less about how much money you have, and it's more about your confidence and your belief in yourself, in the importance of this work, in the value of this work, in your belief in your ability to get the results no matter what, to follow through, for it to be worthwhile. Because I have had clients sometimes with actually good amounts of money who just can't get over the fear of money and like overcome their relationship with money to be able to make this decision from an abundant place instead of a fearful place. And they assume it's like, oh, because I can't afford it. But in that case, it's actually not the affording. It's your relationship with money that we get to work on overcoming together in the conversation. Then I have other clients who actually have like no business paying me. They really can't afford it. I've worked with young single mothers who are working on their entrepreneurial endeavors. I've worked with people in another country with a completely different currency exchange, which makes the US dollar like drastically out of reach, and have it be the biggest investment they've ever made. I've worked with people who have gone through bankruptcy, and they are still able to make this investment because they see the impact of it. They see the value of it. They see how they've been trying everything with money to try and get more and get their feet on solid ground, and how it hasn't worked. And one of my clients said it best when she said, you know what? I can't afford not to do this. And so, yes, I know that financial constraints can be an issue for a lot of people. And I get that as a money coach. And also, the conversation that we have is so much deeper than just how much money you have in your bank account. It's about your relationship with money. And we honestly start that work of transforming it together in the consultation, in the decision of deciding whether or not to work together.
Okay. All right. Well, I would love a tip, something they could do today that would help improve their relationship with money, so that more abundance will flow into their bank account, and it'll be super easy to make the decision to work with you.
Totally.
Because, money will just show up in the mailbox. Who knows?
Totally. Yeah. The simplest, like best basic first step is a process for starting to bring awareness to your relationship with money. And I think we can spend so much time getting caught up in the more race, thinking when I have more, then I'll feel better. When I have more, then things will be different. I just need to keep hustling and keep working and keep making more. And then someday things will be better, and all my problems will magically be solved. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I've worked with people who have lots of money. I've worked with people who have little money, and they all can feel the exact same way, feeling like it's never enough and they're barely scraping by. And so instead of focusing all of our energy, all of our attention on more and thinking more is the solution, starting to turn your awareness inward to say, what is my relationship with money? What are my primary thoughts and beliefs around money? What was I taught about money growing up? What was my parents' relationship with money like? Did I have any moments in time where I was taught money is bad? We're not the types of people that can afford that. It's very noble to be poor, or a million other things. What were the types of beliefs that were instilled in you about money? And how is that still showing up and playing out in your life? What are the types of sentences that you say, the types of specific words you use around money when you say it out loud or in your head? Do you constantly walk around and say, I can't afford it, I'm broke, that's so expensive? right? What are the sentences and the words you use when it comes to money? What are your primary emotions and feelings around money? What do you feel in your body when you think of money? What are the types of things you say yes to spending money on? What are the things you say no to spending money on, and why? And what's the emotions behind that? Is it, I got to protect myself, I got to stay safe? Or is it, yes, of course I can afford this? Is it a little bit like ignorance is bliss and I'm not going to look at it and I'm afraid to look at it? How do you feel when you check your bank account? This is the very best first step that you can take, and it's my simplest yet most profound tip I can give you, is when you start to bring awareness to your